Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and in this all live stream, we're gonna look into the new moon into Scorpio, a transit that we do have, the lunar state or the lunar transit, and it is going to be quite of a transforming one, so to speak. So at least for what I understand from the transit itself, certain things are going to take a shift. They don't necessarily have to drop off. They just gonna take a shift, okay? And hopefully that is going to be toward the better side. And for that reason, because it is an important transit, and especially it's important transit for me, for I am Scorpio as well. Before we jump into the all 12 star signs, I'm just going to do a one general reading for the for the new moon into Scorpio, because the new moon, it does give incentive for a beginning, okay? And the Scorpio in tarot is represented by the death card, so it's a beginning of, it's the ending and the beginning of a something something new. Good morning, Angela. Welcome to welcome to the stream. Start with Pisces to break the chain, eh? So let me shuffle. Hello, Liz. Welcome to the stream. And let's check on the general thing. Hello, Maria. Welcome to the stream. So the first card generally for the transit, that will be the King of Wands. The second one, that is going to be the Strength card. So we do have these two at the start. Followed with the third one, which stands as the Hangman. Moving next, that will be the Six of Pentacles. And the last card of the general spread here, which spread, by the way, I'm going to use for the star signs as well. So those 5 cards. And by the way, the first card that describes the topic of the transit, which is the King of Wands. The second card is going to describe what holds us back. Okay, in this case, we do have the Strength card. The third card is going to describe what helps us, which in this case, it is the Hangman. The fourth card will describe the lesson that we are about to learn, which in this case, it is the Six of Pentacles. And the last card is going to describe the energies which are supporting us, and that will be the World card in this particular case. So all in overall, the transit, for what we can see from these cards, is going to be quite active. We do get to, or rather, like, we are going to be thrown into a dynamic of the day-to-day routine. And within this dynamic, we are going to chase, or how do I place it? We are going to set an ambitious chase over things that makes us feel good in life. So the way I see it here, it is that there will be no compromises with our well-being. that we are going to move forward with as a standpoint into this into the next couple of weeks as a as a motion of our behalf. And that will be caused by the Hangman into the third position, because the Hangman, aside from being stuck in one place, and the card is not exactly being stuck into one place, but that's besides the point. The Hangman in our case here into the new moon in Scorpio, it does refer to its second nature, which is about adopting a different perspective upon life and different perspective upon us. And that different perspective for us is going to be that we just have to chase, ambitiously chase, and having an ambitious drive toward things that makes us feel good, makes us feel it's not even good, it's more like excited, keeps things interesting, you know, and it's just, it makes us passionate about our life and about moving forward with it. Now, the problem that we can see with the general reading here is the strength at the second position, and that card kind of tells us that at some cases or at some situations we may lose it. It kind of lose our temper, or we may lose it as a act of what behavior we should adopt into the particular situation. So in some situations we may be inactive or indifferent while we have to be aggressive and we have to be very active, or in other situations we may be overreacting while we have to stay a little bit more indifferent than we should. Liz, thank you so much for your $5 support. Thank you so much, Liz. Let me put you into the list, and at the end of the live stream, you will get your personalized reading for the new moon into Scorpio, and how the transit is going to affect you personally. Hello, Lawrence. Welcome to the live stream. So why, Joe, why this is happening? You know, what is the reason that we do have that transit? Well, according to the Six of Pentacles, which is the lesson we need to learn, and the way I like to look at the card, it is the reason why things are happening. It is so things can snap back together where they do belong. So that is like fixing the injustice. Okay, this transit is all about fixing the injustice and reshuffling the layers of the hierarchy within our life. That's which layers we belong to. It's like we belong to the higher layer, but right now we are finding ourselves in a lower layer, and therefore this ambitious drive of our behalf is going to be set so we can correct that gross injustice happened to us. And it's cold, Angela. It's already cold, but I do have a coffee, yeah. So the energies which are going to support us, it's one of the best energies we can have here, and that is the World card, which pretty much points that whatever we strive to do, we are going to get it done. It's as simple as that. There will be no such thing that we won't be able to finalize. That doesn't necessarily means in a good way, though, or in a positive way. What I mean is that through the world, you get it done. And it manifests itself the way it's supposed to manifest itself. So throughout this transit, we all are going to get our answers. We all are going to, how can I say, set the deal we strived for, and so on and so forth. Are those going to be a positive or a negative answers, or a profitable or non-profitable deal? Well, that depends on what kind of negotiations we made and what kind of answers we seek. But nonetheless, guys, we are going to have our closure. That's my point here with the World card sitting on the 5th position. So it's a great transit to scratch a lot of things out of the plate, or rather like to get a lot of things done that we have anticipated and that we have planned to do for the next couple of weeks. And I can only wish to all of us just a good luck. Oh, and one last thing before I wrap this thing around and move to the 12 star signs, it is that throughout this transit, if you can enjoy yourself in any way you like for example, beverage after work, or having a good movie, you know, at the evening, or just with a good meal, that is a great transit where the sensation of that joy is going to be amplified. Do I have a little cold? No, I don't. Or at least I think so. What makes you think that way, Angela? And Karen, welcome to the live stream. I'm just trying to speak a little bit with a bait voice because my parents are sleeping and I don't want to wake them up. All right, so before we jump into the 12 star signs, let me guys tell you how the stream, for everybody who is new here, how the stream is going to move forward. So I'm going to perform a similar reading to all 12 star signs, starting from Aries, ending up into Pisces. Now, throughout the stream, there are going to be breaks. One break is going to take place after Cancer, another break is going to take place after Scorpio, and the last one obviously is going to be after a Pisces. Within these breaks, the free reading giveaway is going to take place. So if you do wish a free reading, to have a free reading with me, that is the way you get it. You sit, or rather like wait those breaks to take place, and you just input your question into the comments below after I do announce the break. If you do though support the channel, or anybody who supports the channel through super chat and they support what I do, is going to get their reading at the end of the live stream regardless. And if you do wish a personalized reading with me, you can always go to my website which you can find into the description down below, and there at the very front page you're going to see full list of my services and as well their pricing. So let's just move to the 12 star signs now, and starting up we do have Aries on our hands. Hello Rose. Well, buckle up because you are for a ride here. We do have at least a couple of hours of a show, and I do hope that you enjoy it. All right, so we have Aries on our side, on our hands here, and the first card for Aries, that will be the Nine of Swords, like that. These probably are not the best cards I can use here because the lighting is a bit poor. So we do have the Nine of Swords, followed by the second card of the Four of Swords. Then we do have the third card for you guys, which is the Page of Swords. The fourth card, that is going to be the Magician. And the last card we have for you guys, that will be the Ten of Swords. Wow. All right. So it's a transit which is entirely marked by the sword cards, and that speaks that this transit is going to be all about I would say the truth, or how you do react on it, so to speak. So long story short for you Aries, as we do have those cards, I'm having them here on my table, so as we do have those cards, the transit will reflect upon either actions, decisions, or speech that you will have to give, which you are gonna happen to be quite, say, reluctant of the consequences that either of these three moves are going to bring you. So we can safely say here that this transit is going to be the transit where you do the unfathomable by that particular point. And this doing of yours, Aries, is going to be provoked by the knife hitting on the bone. It is like standing and confronting your fear, and it is like standing and confronting the inevitable, so to speak. And let me give you an example of it. You know, you may have been afraid, for example, for quite some time that, I don't know, your partner is cheating on you, or it's contemplating to leave you, okay? Or you may be afraid that you are going to be laid off your work, and so on, and so forth. But you are afraid of asking about it because you are afraid to hear the answer. Well, exactly those fears are the fears that you are going to confront into the upcoming couple of weeks. And what was unfathomable by now to be, for example, denied, you are going to make peace with it should that be the case, and that doesn't necessarily has to be the case. Here we are talking just about the fear itself. What is going to be the end result? Well, that will differ for each one of you. But the fact that we do have the Four of Swords, guys, the Four of Swords here into the, let me show you the card. At the second position of the spread, it pretty much speaks that the times or the, the times of you waiting out things to happen on their own accord, trying to research and trying to find a, say, solution or a advice how to approach the situation are in vain, because you already know, and that is by asking about it. You know, if you don't ask, the answer always is going to be no, so you might as well want to make your voice and take a chance to become yes, right? But and therefore your attitude here into the upcoming week should be an attitude of confrontation. That doesn't, I'm not saying that the confrontation has to be a bad confrontation. You confront what makes you feel uncomfortable, and you just, you know, ask an answer for it. Okay, if you feel uncomfortable into your career because you don't know what is going on, well, ask about it. Or if you do feel uncomfortable into your relationship because you don't know what is going on in there, then just ask about it, and that is going to clear up your situation. Is going to give you a pretty accurate diagnosis where you're finding yourself into, either career-wise or either relationship-wise, and is going to give you the answer what you need to do in order to maintain your dignity, maintain your sovereignty, maintain your independence as well. And whichever the case, the energies that you do have, Aries, here that are supporting you, whichever answer you get, okay, either no or either yes, whichever answer you get, those energies are going to help you to move on from it very quickly. So even if it is the answer you did not want to hear, it's not going to bother you for a very long time. But once again, Aries, if you do not ask, guys, the answer always is going to be no. So you might as well want to try and see if the yes is on the table at that given point. So that was for Aries, and now the next one is going to be Taurus. Hello, Sandra and Malibu, welcome back. Caroline, hello, welcome to the stream. All right, so for Taurus, the first one, that is going to be the Page of Pentacles, followed by the second card for Taurus, which stands as the Five of Swords. Moving on, next we do have the Ten of Cups. Then the fourth card for Taurus, that is going to be the Two of Pentacles. And the last card for Taurus, that will be the Ace of Swords. Now, speaking about the truth, man, I mean, there is going to be, the word is not, well, revelation is about information, right? What is the word when not event, but something physical is revealed? Like it is revealed to you that you do have an opportunity. What is the word for that? It shouldn't be a revelation, or maybe it's a revelation. Whatever, if someone from the chat can help me. So because you guys who are new, English is not my native, and I don't live in an English speaking country, so I just can't come up with a word here. And if you can help me with that, it's going to be great. But that is the primary topic here. That's it's going to come to your attention that you can devote into a thing of worth. It is kind of like you can devote to a person because they love you, It is like you can devote to a project because it's going to pay off. You can devote to a thing of a value into the upcoming couple of weeks, or that thing will become pretty obvious to you. It was around you by that point, but you just couldn't see, you know, its true value, so to speak. Well, now you are about to see it. It's a short reading for you, Taurus, because it's a pretty niche and it's a pretty narrow reading, and it refers all about that thing of a value that you are going to realize you have around you. Let me give you an example, because that is the most common way how these cards playing out, but not the only way how they can play out. Okay, say you have a really good friendship with someone, and you have been friends for a very long time, and without realizing it, that friendship is just transcending, and the only thing that left to be done so that friendship can transcend into a very deep commitment and harmonious commitment, in that fact, it is you both to acknowledge it. And it's such a revelation I'm talking about. And it is the same thing that goes into a career as well. So the only problem for Taurus is their impatience, or them being impatient. With the Five of Swords, because you are gonna taste the sweetness of this thing of worth for you, you may strive for it being ignorant for the necessary steps that you need to take, and therefore regardless of that you will be able to materialize it for yourself, or in other words, make it happen, you may make it happen not exactly in the shape that you would like to have it. So it's very important here, Taurus, to take your time to manifest it the way you want to manifest it. So you may ask yourself then, how? Well, just do what makes you feel happy. It's pretty clear by the Ten of Cups. If something doesn't make you feel good and doesn't make you feel satisfied, emotionally satisfied, then it is just not the thing that you should at least consider throughout the next couple of weeks. You should consider only things that makes you feel, or that makes you feel your life, it's worth going forward. It's worth living, so to speak. And the lesson here is very interesting for you, Taurus, that you are about to learn, and that is the lesson of the Two of Pentacles. And I don't know how to exactly describe that lesson. It's a lesson where, you know, it's a lesson where everything is possible, very last minute. What you have assumed to be, it turns out to be something bigger in your case this time around. Okay, what you assumed that may have no potential for growth actually have. So the lesson is that what you need to learn, it is never to presume never to presume a final answer. It is like we are friends, for example, and that is how we are going to stay for the rest of our life. Things can go either way. Things can either deteriorate. In your case here, they can improve, or they will improve. So the lesson is for you to learn to live for the moment and not to stick with outdated concepts, ideas, plans. Right, so moving next, we have Gemini. Well, Malibu, so I guess you are going to be busy then into the upcoming couple of weeks. All right, so for Gemini, the first card we have for you guys, that is going to be the Three of Swords, followed by the second card of the Ten of Cups. Moving on, next we have the King of Pentacles, followed by the Tower card. And the last one for you, Gemini, that will be the Ten of Pentacles. Hello, Serpart and Jenny. Welcome to the stream, both of you. All right, so for Gemini, man, it's next couple of weeks are gonna be quite. I can't even classify them. Well, let's say that some bubbles you have are gonna be burst out. Okay, it just you will have to face the undeniable and at that given stage, ugly truth. Hello, KDK. Yeah, I hope it's all good. You know, you can never presume because things can go south any given second, but for now at least, things are good. So, Gemini, that could unfold in so many different ways for you. That reading we have here. With the Three of Swords and the Tower having it there, definitely unexpected events are going to take place. Unexpected events in a sense of that you are about to find out something that have been hidden from you by this particular point. And it's going to make you... It's not like losing your mind, but it is like it's going to make you, well, be poignant. But that's the very least. That's very mild expression for the state you're gonna find yourself at. So you're gonna come up to a ugly truth, so to speak, about something you do or about somebody you are with as well. And it will feel like your happiness in your life is ripped off your chest. And that is just only how it's gonna feel. Of course, you should not give yourself to this negative emotions or to these negative emotions, to these negative feelings, but instead what you should do here, according to these cards at least, is to redirect your resources like time, energy into other aspects of your life that you do have control right now. So I don't know, let me give you a mild example of how this could play out. You know, you may be dating somebody, not anything like a serious commitment, right? But you are dating this person, and recently you have decided to give that person a chance, and throughout the next couple of weeks you may find out that that person is dating with 3 other people, and this will make you feel like a fool, right? You gave them a chance, you cut off any other communications, they haven't done the same thing. So instead of bothering yourself about it, just turn into your career or redirect the resources toward somebody else. Where you are going to redirect the resources, that depends entirely on you. Okay, some people prefer to work through these situations. Others prefer to kill fire with fire, like if they are denied, they start dating somebody else. Others, they do prefer, like people like me, they do prefer playing video games, for example. Whatever your case is, guys, whatever your whatever floats your boat. The thing is that these resources they should not be mindlessly redirected, but instead you have to redirect them in a fields or in a places where you know that there is going to be gains from it, and the gains here are a happiness and as well feeling comfortable. Now, the energies, though, that are to support you, which is the Ten of Pentacles, these energies are gonna save the day for you, Gemini, because no matter how painful the truth is going to be, no matter how uncomfortable the situation is going to turn out for you, it seems that you will maintain your personal stand. So that makes me think that this situation is not going to affect your private life. You know, like for example, your dignity, like your self-esteem, and these kind of traits that help you move forward with your life. Those energies, by the way, they can bring someone from your past that betrayed your trust, and now they just want to mend the relationship. Will you decide to give them a chance again or not? That depends entirely on you, and that may not be the narcissist ex that you had. It could be somebody from your childhood, okay? So it doesn't have to be the very last ex who broke your heart. But before I move to Cancer, just to tell you about the Three of Swords a little bit more, guys, because this card is very often misinterpreted, or it's not fully interpret from readers. It is because people say that when they draw Three of Swords, you are gonna have a heartache, and that's true. Okay, you are about to have your heart broken to a certain extent. For some, it's going to be a big heartache. For others, not that big heartache. But the thing is that, or what is not explained from many readers, it is the reason why you are going to have that heartache. And the reason are the swords. Swords are thoughts and truths as well. So we do have a truths or thoughts which are piercing your heart. So either negative thoughts, for example, you got denied and you have negative thoughts that you will never gonna find someone to be with, is breaking your heart. It is not the reason of being denied, but the aftermath of thoughts afterwards. Or truths, you know, for example, you find out that your partner cheated on you and you just can't do anything about it. You feel betrayed and you dwell into those thoughts, and that makes your heart broken. So you need to do whatever you can to put your mind off it. That's why I said that you should, you know, do your thing, play video games, go out with friends, you know, or suffuse yourself with work, whatever floats your boat, because it's very important. These thoughts are not going away unless you fight with them with a positive thoughts, and that's what you need to do. Regardless the case, for you, Gemini, this is a transit of a transformation for you, and ultimately at the end, what is happening that you find rather negative and poignant throughout the next couple of weeks ultimately is gonna end up to be quite nurturing and healing for your life. Sabrina, Articure, and Elvira, Wendy as well, welcome to the live stream, guys. And thank you, Elvira. I'm glad you find them helpful. Natasha, QS, welcome to the stream. So Cancer, first one for you, that will be the Five of Swords, followed by the second card we have, that is going to be the Knight of Swords. Moving next, we have the Ten of Cups. Hello, Ella, welcome to the live stream. The fourth one, that is going to be the Eight of Swords. And the last card for you, Cancer, we have the Page of Pentacles. So it's and the word is not dangerous. It's quite of a skating over thin ice that you will have, Cancer, into the next couple of weeks. It's a rather short one that we have here because, like Taurus, you will have something you would want to develop throughout the next couple of weeks. It is going to be a thing of worth for you. It could be a relationship, it could be a business, or just an enterprise, whatever the case, okay? Now, unlike, however, Taurus, you, Cancer, are going to be very tenacious. Probably it is the word that I should use here, and you will have a very strong drive. It is like a headstrong moving forward within the deed, and doing so you may kind of like unknowingly or maybe on purpose cutting off corners. And cutting off corners, it's just the way how you are going to find yourself being deprived. Okay, so the next couple of weeks are weeks where you have to gnash your teeth and do whatever you can not to cut any corners, no matter how easy it looks from your behalf to do so. It is because cutting corners, you will be held accountable after these couple of weeks pass to those corners cut, or at the end, you know, the very least, you are going to get reciprocal to what you give. So my point here for you, Cancer, is that you don't want, guys, to make your victory be a bitter one. You do want to make it a sweet victory, and for that you just have to live up to what you signed for. It's just as simple as that. So if you try to make some clever moves, and under clever I mean moves where you think that you are the smartest one out there and nobody is gonna find out what you are up to, it's not exactly the case. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, I do apologize for that. That is not going to be exactly the case in your case. And it's just, you will have to be, I don't know, in the next couple of weeks, Cancer, you need to make an accurate assessment of how far your limit stretches and what you are capable of in generally. Because you may want to make your, I don't know, you know, to make your child be happy by buying them any piece of technology that it is out there, cutting corners into your budget, doing it so, but what you are going to do is squeeze your budget to a point where you may have a problem facing the essentials, and you may buy some kind of you know, a low quality technology, and that is just an example. So do not cut any corners, but as well be very honest with yourself, what you can do, how far your limit stretches, because either way you're gonna have a win here, you're gonna have a triumph, that is without a doubt, into the next couple of weeks. The problem is going to be what that triumph, how or what kind of a triumph you're gonna have. Either a pirate triumph. Pirate triumph, it is a contributed to a king pirate who sent the entirety of his army a specific battle, and he won the battle, okay, but his army was so devastated that he lost the war. So you don't want to win that battle if it's going to exhaust your resources in a way that you will not gonna have resources to keep on fighting with life in general. And that's literally the transit for you. And the reason why this is happening here, it is so you face the truth, and the truth comes into all four star signs by now. So I do believe that that is going to be a very important transit. We have the Eight of Swords as the lesson that you need to learn, okay, and the Eight of Swords states that if the truth, guys, makes you free, then what the denial of the truth makes you. And that is the lesson that you need to learn, that you have to face the truth no matter how uncomfortable that truth is. And thank you guys for the blessings. All right, so we are up to the first break here, and anyone who wants to have a free reading with me, now is the moment where you should start inputting your question into the comments down below. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do so, and after those 5 minutes I'm going to pick just only one question, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Of course, anyone who supports what I do and the channel through Super Chat is going to get their reading at the end of the live stream, regardless are they picked or not into these free readings giveaways. And if you all want to have a personalized reading with me, guys, you can go to my website, which is listed down below, and there at the very front page you're going to see full list of my services and as well their pricing. So based on your budget and your needs, you can go for whichever service suits you best. Let me just get the cards for the personalized readings. Oh my god. But Angelo, you may be right. I may have a cold because my nose it's kind of itchy and soggy. So yeah, that could be the case. You may be right. But I should go tomorrow being checked. And I'm sorry about the lights, guys. Next time I'm at my parents' place and I have to make a live stream, I will try to figure out something about the lights. Because the light in this room is rather low. Because it's the, how do you call it? The cinema room where you do have the big TV and so on, and you just, you just watch movies and these kind of stuff. So yeah, it's I have to do something about it. So how are you all doing? Preparing for the Christmas holidays? Because in my country, the adverts for Christmas are already have been started, and just it kind of puts that uplifted spiritual state, knowing that a big holiday is coming about, a big holiday for everybody. To be my camera girl, well, that's quite of a proposal, but it's half of a world it's setting us apart, Angela. Half of a world. So even if I want to, it's kind of impossible. Getting ready for Christmas, yeah. No, it's not good, Articure. It's not good because it's far away that way, okay? And it's just when I show the cards, you don't have a proper lighting over the cards, so it's not good. I acknowledge that, and it's gonna be fixed for the next streams. Caroline, yeah, that's sometimes that's the case, truly. Okay, so the question with a bit of a sense of emergency here, Tara Rayleigh, am I gonna be able to get housing for me and my kids by 30th? So let's check it out. Well, in our country, or in my country, we are Orthodox and we have none of these celebrations. The Halloween and the Thanksgiving. Well, the youngsters, they are celebrating Halloween, okay? Yeah, I know. Those are the cards, Tara. Those are the cards. You should. Although, I don't know if right now, so we do have the 10 of Cups, okay? Catalyzed with the Fool card from one side, and then the Emperor from the other. And like I said, you should, Tara, but it's there is a catch to it. So if I have to be concrete with those cards, I would say that you are to be given either something you already were, or you are to be left where you are. But the bottom line, Tara, it is that you ain't gonna be homeless by a large margin. If you are given something new, it's going to be far from ideal, but at least at the first glance, okay? But you will learn to be happy into that particular place. It is just whatever you do, don't fight against the system. That's what's important here, because otherwise the system is gonna crush you, at least according to these cards. You're welcome, Diana. All right, guys, so that was with the first free reading giveaway. There are going to be 2 more, okay? A couple of minutes, and I am to move to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and as well Scorpio. Fall time is the best time. I love fall time. I love winter. I do not like summer, and I do not like spring seasons. So my seasons are coming about. It's cold in England? Oh. I haven't checked with my bro. He's living in England, but I take your word for it, Natasha. But that, I guess that depends where in England, because if you are in Scotland, I reckon it is very cold there. Hello, Kessia. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it, and hope you have a good time around. It's too hot. It's too bright. The days are way too long. Okay, and I don't like that, especially for the days. Way too long of a days. And I don't know. I'm a night owl, so I guess that's that is influencing me to like more winter and as well spring. Not spring, but autumn. All right, going forward, we have now Leo in our hands. So let's shuffle the cards and see what Leo is about to go through. Right, so the first card for Leo, that will be the Ace of Pentacles, followed by the second card here of the Ten of Cups. Moving next, we have the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Wands for Leo, and the last one for Leo, that will be the Hermit. Okay, so these 5 cards for you guys, and the transit overall is going to be great because long story short, for Leo, couple of things are going to take place for you. Or they're going to become true, or rather like becoming reality. One of the things, it is that it's not even plans, but you are to be contiguous, meaning that what you are doing going into the transit, Leo, it is something that is going to prove itself being lucrative or being harmonious, being happy, and we can safely say that you are on the right tracks with your deeds, and that is something you are going to become aware of into the upcoming couple of weeks. Additionally to it, it will become more and more solid and more, how can I say, let's say, profitable here. So the more you work on it, so let's give you an example. Say you have decided to pay more attention to your romantic life, to your marriage, or to your children, whatever, and to invest more time into it, to invest more efforts into it. And the more you do so, the more things are becoming better and better into that place, okay? And the more substantial you are making it for your life, which is a rather very, very good thing. And at some point you do make it a light at the end of the tunnel for you. It is such a value. It is what is going to adopt for you, Leo. So you are about to further your goal, okay? You are about to genuinely further your goal. And the topic for you into the upcoming couple of weeks, it's a topic of harmonious relationships, successful business maneuvers, lucrative deals, if you will, and in generally a couple of weeks which are going to be filled up with content, joy, harmony, exhilaration, etc., etc. Now, however, how can I put it into words? Well, there will be a bit of greed from your behalf. And the greed is where, no matter how beautiful results you get, you will strive, or you will have that wish for perfection. And therefore, you may strive for that perfection, wanting more and more. And it is not like you are going to jeopardize anything of your results, but you are not going to, going for that greed, emotional greed. You just are not going to feel emotionally happy as you can feel happy. So my point here for you, Leo, it is that when you accomplish something, when you reach certain results, no matter how small that result is, it is a accomplishment, and you will have to enjoy it. You will have to give yourself time to experience the joy coming out from it. Your intentions into the next couple of weeks, Leo, should be an intentions of, if like that goes like that, if you want to do something well, just do it yourself. Therefore, if you can do things your way, just do them your way. And if you can complete something by yourself, just do it by yourself, because otherwise you will have to share the price. And the lunar transit, it is happening that way for you, so you learn to how to be, or rather like put in front of your enterprising nature that you do have, and as well determine what you need to develop to its very end, without having to constantly seek for something new. I don't know how to describe it for Leo, but that is going to be a transit where they are going to fix themselves upon a thing, like, for example, fix themselves upon their career or upon their relationship, and they're going to make it a very harmonious or successful, to a point where, it's going to be a thing that they cannot live without. Right, so that was for Leo. Now moving next, we do have a Virgo. Yeah, I guess not all of us. My mother is a Scorpio as well, and she's not a night owl. So I guess it's not just only the Scorpio thing. You gotta do something else in your chart, I guess. Yeah, 2 degrees Celsius, it's kind of cold. Right, so Virgo, first one that you do have, Virgo, that is going to be the Two of Swords, followed by the second card, that will be the Queen of Wands. Moving next, we have the Seven of Swords for you, Virgo. The fourth card, that will be the Five of Swords. And the last one for you guys, we have the Ten of Wands. So those 5 cards, okay? Those 5 cards. QC Vane, thank you so much for your 4.99 support. Thank you so much, QC Vane. Just let me put you into the list with your inquiry, and at the end of the live stream, when I'm done with Pisces in the last free reading giveaway, I'm going to get to your inquiry. Aquarius coming back. All right. So we are at Virgo now. This will be transit or a cycle for you, Virgo, where you are going to stalk your prey, and your prey could be a project, your prey could be a client, or just a person you want to be involved with. But the transit, what is going to be how the transit is going to be characterized, it is that the most of it will be a time where everything is going to go pretty normal, meaning that it's going to be balanced, okay? Things are going to linger on a equilibrium, and they are going to cancel each other. So for the most part of the transit, you won't have the circumstances right for you to make your move, and that's why it's going to be like stalking your prey, like being how do you call it, being crouched, I would say it that way. So being crouched into the low grass, ready to pounce when the moment is right, and with enough patience and with enough self discipline, the right moment is going to come about. So and that doesn't have to be just only an action, it could be about you making up your mind, because with the Two of Swords, regardless if we're talking about an action or a choice, if you do conspicuous, okay, so that's the word, conspicuous. So yeah, guys, you are going to be conspicuous. So if you do have the nerves to wait for the right moment or the right choice pretty much is going to become obvious for you into the upcoming couple of weeks. For example, the right choice which job you should take, the right choice which person you should date, okay, or the right choice what you should do, the right choice should you leave or stay, or the right action, for example, should you make a move or not, or what kind of a move you need to make. So with you waiting out the equilibrium to be disrupted on its own accord, you will immediately recognize what is the right course of action, and that brings with itself even a better characteristics, because at that point, when you understand what is the best course of action for yourself, you also are going to see the situation from every single point of view, and nobody can blame you that you are not putting yourself into their shoes. You will have a full fathom of the nature, you know, of the situation. Now the only problem that we can see here that you may go through into the upcoming couple of weeks, it is the problem of self-esteem, or how do you call it, the problem of it's not ego, it's like thinking that you can do and know everything. How do you call that? well, let's call it ego. Okay, so the problem of the ego could pretty deprive you of going forward or of making certain progress. The situation is not right, but your confidence is through the roof and your ego is through the roof. And although you know that the situation is not ready to be initiated, you just make your move and you just, screw things around. So it's very important that you do follow your logic rather than your ego into the next couple of weeks. And I love the lesson here for you, Virgo. And the lesson is that if you can, the lesson goes like that. Yeah, if you can do something, you should do it. But also the lesson goes like that. Things in this world does not belong to people who have their right on them. Okay, things belongs to the stronger one or to the strong ones. Things belong to those who can take them. Okay. And for that reason, if you can take something and you need it, just, do it. The energies which are supporting you throughout the transit here, Virgo, are energies of the opposite of fatigue. Can somebody help me with that word? What is the opposite of fatigue? Lack of fatigue. Okay, so these are the energies. Lack of fatigue. Whatever it's need to be done, you will have no problem having the energy to do it. And even if there are so many things moving around, even if there are so many stuff that needs to be done, you will feel no indifference, you will feel no fatigue to do them when they need to be done. So you will have consistency. Okay, you will have consistency with your manifestation and incorporation, and you will ultimately end up victorious. That's the bottom line here. Energetic. All right, so yeah, this is how you're gonna end up here, being energetic, motivated. It's not even a motivation. Your motivation comes from the fact that you wait enough and now you have your opening. But the 10 of Wands, it is when you do know that certain things are mandatory to be established or to be made, or to be taken part of, and you have no doubts that you have to do it. You have no regret that you are to do it, and you look forward to do it, to take part of it. Hello, Jane. Stamina. Yeah. All right. So yeah, you are going to have endurance, stamina and endurance. All right, so that was for Virgo, and next one that is going to be Libra. Matthew, thank you so much for your $1 support. Thank you so much, Matthew. Let me put you into the list, and at the end of the live stream, I'm going to perform you a personalized reading for the transit itself. You're making me blushing, Jane. You are making me blushing. All right, yeah, you can watch the playback. It will be available right after the stream ends. All right, so for Libra, the first one, guys, that will be the Ace of Swords, followed by the second card here of the Six. Are they not two? No. Of the Six of Wands. Moving next, we have the Hermit, followed by the High Priestess. And the last one, that is going to be the Five of Cups. Well, Libras Libra, that's I will be a bit of a bubble bursting bubble bursting transit for you guys. Well, the topic of the transit for you, Libra, it is to understand what the reality is over your love life or over your career life. The Ace of Swords, it speaks about the accurate diagnosis over the situation that you are in, and the diagnosis you are going to become aware of, you are going to learn about. So that pretty much speaks that either for a small thing or for a big thing right now, you are either beguiled from other people or you are deceiving yourself about the true nature of your situations or of your life in general. Whichever the case, though, through the Ace of Swords, you are going to show, or rather like you are going to draw on the strength of your spirit to go through through that time or through that period of your life. Six of Wands into the second position. I hate having that card there, and it shows that either there won't be any milestone accomplished throughout the next couple of weeks, or either there are going to be insignificant milestones accomplished for your overall well-being. Of course, you may have a great peaks of experiences into the next couple of weeks, but none of these peak of experiences, Libra, are going to be important for your long-term well-being. However, what you need to do into the next couple of weeks, guys, it is just focus on what is substantial for you, what is essential. If your family is the most important thing, if your family is substantial and essential for you, you focus on that. Should be your career, you need to focus on it as well, because through understanding the real diagnosis over the situation, no matter how dark it may seem, if it seems dark at all, there will be always light that shines for you out there into the darkness, and you need to kind of like start walking toward that light, or the very least into the next couple of weeks, you Libra are gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel for you. And the only thing that you gotta do here, just keep on walking toward it. The lesson that you need to learn here, it's a very philosophical one. Through the High Priestess, the lesson is that no matter what your body needs, all that matters at the end are the needs of your soul. And so that may throw you into a seclusion to kind of like figure out what your soul needs, because you may have your life being perfect, having a perfect wife or a husband, having a perfect job for you, and still you may not be happy, okay? And that is because none of these things are the needs of your soul. It could be something very different, you may have bought yourself really nice TV this week, and just you're still not happy of it. So that's not the need of your soul. You have to go for something else. And here we do have that accurate diagnosis over your situation, that if you are unhappy, you are unhappy because you are trying to fill a gap with a piece that cannot just simply fit there. It's the same thing, for example, trying to fulfill your hunger with desserts. It does the job, but not exactly, right? You need a main course meal. You need an entree to fill up your hunger, or to satisfy your hunger here. Regardless of the case, for many of you, Libra, the truth here that you're going to find out into the next couple of weeks are going to be a bit disappointing, in a sense of that, confidence. All right. a bit disappointing in a sense of that how could you be so blind by now, to a certain extent, but that disappointment is going to be short-lived. These energies which are going to support you are the energies of determination, no matter how far deviated from the needs of your soul, to get back on track and to start fulfilling them here. Needs of your soul could be about a soulmate type of love as well, and that could force you into a state to go into commitment with nothing less but that. Okay, nothing less but that. And unfortunately, in many cases, that is a family breaker, okay? Because you may, like I said, you may have a great family right now, being with a fantastic person, but throughout the next couple of weeks, the more you think about it, the more you know, yeah, I love that woman, I love that guy, but I don't feel them like my soulmate. So eventually we have to kind of like put it to bed. In some extreme cases, that is how this transit could develop for you, Libra. So be prepared to undergo a radical shift into what kind of a wishes you have for yourself. It is like what kind of agenda you do have for yourself and for your life towards the end. All right, so moving next, we do have Scorpio. Right, so for Scorpio, the first one, that is going to be the Four of Pentacles, followed by the second card for us, which stands as the Hierophant. Moving next, we have the Page of Cups, followed by the fourth card for Scorpio, which is the Four of Cups, and the last card for Scorpio, that is going to be the Five of Cups one more time. So it will be quite of a low pacing or slow pacing a transit for a Scorpio, and it will be for the most part quite emotional one. Just give me a second here. So the transformation is going to be about our standpoint of what we find to be solid and secure. In other words, we are going to be more of a risk takers into the next couple of weeks, being more prone, for example, to seek better profits, to seek bigger accomplishments, and abandoning a certain and secure things like a projects or like a jobs, regardless, well, that is what I am trying to say here, Scorpio. And for us, throughout the next couple of weeks, what we are going to do is stop attending, or rather like seeing so tightly into the small details of life, but instead what we are going to do is we are going to turn our glance toward the bigger picture. And what that is going to make us do is make us do crucial reassessment of our positions, of ourselves, of how we interact with world, how we interact with love, how we interact with our career as well, our plans, and so on and so forth. And by doing so, that is going to make us change our positions. That is going to make us change our standpoints, and as well, it's going to make us change. Is going to make us change our behavior, and by doing so, we are to secure and ensure for ourselves some kind of a different future, career-wise or relationship-wise. Because for us, this lunar transit, it's the lunar transit, or it's the transit that screams things cannot go any further like they are right now, especially if you have been feeling stuck, right? Especially if you kind of like, it doesn't matter if you are in a good position or a bad position, guys. It is just feeling stuck, meaning there is no progress. You are doing the same thing over and over again. You get the same results over and over again, and nothing really happens outside of our mundane day-to-day routine, which I could say that is reminiscent to me very, very much. However, this readoption of new positions and new goals, new dreams is going to happen rather slowly. And the process starts with these couple of weeks, but it's going to keep up moving into the future for months, maybe. Regardless of that, even if we strive for some kind of a new future, for some kind of a new representation of ourselves into the future, we will be able to take the necessary measures to secure it and to make it solid and stable as well. The only thing that can get into our way, it is the belief that that is something we can handle. So we may kind of, how can I put it into words? We may experience lack of self-trust. It is like we don't trust ourselves that we will be able to get the job done, right? That we will be able to fulfill our own personal criteria, and so on and so forth. Another thing that may obstruct us here if we do seek the answers outside, like for example asking people what we should do, asking counselors, and so on and so forth. We have to find here our own way, and we can only do it by being honest with ourselves where our life is right now, regardless if we're talking about career or regardless if we're talking about relationship. Put our heads out of our arses and actually make a true observation around us and what we can, what in generally we can do better, because that is what it takes here. We have to do something better for ourselves and for those we love and for those which are around us as well. And the energies which are going to support us, those are energies of the repetition, in a sense of that, you know, we are not robots, and as well we are not divine beings. Therefore we are humans, and it is what we humans do. We do mistakes all the time, okay? And those energies are gonna keep us in shape, in condition, regardless if we do some kind of mistake along the way. We get back and we try to fix it. We try anew. We give it another go, okay? Until we do make it right this time around. So the transformation for Scorpio is going to be a big one, and it's going to affect the entirety of our life. And the biggest field that transformation is going to take place into, it is affecting our emotional connection. So and how we do it, okay? And therefore we are going to transform the way we love, we make love, and we make alike also. So yeah, with that being said, this concludes the second 4 star signs, and now the second break is going to take place. Within this break, like I said, there is going to be a free reading giveaway, guys. So if you do want to participate into it, all you have to do is just input your question into the comments down below, and in about 5 minutes that I'm going to give you right now, I'm going to pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Well, Sarah, yeah, that is so you can, like I said, you can redirect your overview. It's according to the reading at least. And the first thing you have to do, Sarah, into the next couple of weeks especially, is to reposition yourself. And under repositioning, I mean as an attitude, as a view, and also as a emotional connection. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Angela. And as a emotional connection, this change, it's coming so we can restructure our beliefs, and as well we can, as a Scorpio I mean, and we can restructure our how can I say, the aspects of our lives that we are trusting upon. Make no mistakes, through these changes, many, how can I say, we can find many virtues of ourselves, one of which could be the true meaning of love, for example, one of which could be what we need to feel fulfilled into our life, what kind of a job we want to work, right? Or what kind of a person we want to be associated with. So these changes, no matter that there are so many in your life, Sarah, some of them could be as well unpleasant, poignant, etc., etc. Ultimately, at the end, when you do look at it through the prism of the overview, those changes are going to play a benign role for your life, or they're going to have a benign effect on your life. Couple more minutes and I'm going to pick a question. Yeah, Afmao cat, Scorpio cat. Scorpio is a this month. Becky, nobody can tell you your purpose. Okay, the purpose of life, it's a purpose that you have to find yourself. Otherwise, if somebody can just spill out what your purpose is, there is no point going through life at all, because that's what life is. It's about lessons we need to learn, challenges we need to overcome, so we can find our purpose and become prepared to fulfill that purpose. Otherwise, if we do know it, but we did not went through the lessons of life, then we are unprepared to take it. And that touches a bit Melissa Brady question, which is a question asking me to make decisions for Melissa. I don't make decisions for other people, Melissa, because at the end of the day, even if I tell you what you should do, the consequences of that choice bears on your shoulders, okay? And ultimately, and that's why I do believe that ultimately you have to make up your mind about it. What I can do for your question here is just to tell you what the energies are, right, and where the things are going toward, and that way you can decide for yourself what you should do about it. But I cannot tell you what you should do. I can, but I don't want to, and I won't tell you what you should do about it. All right, in a very last second. In the very last second, we do have a money question. Very seldom I do get those questions, so I intend to see them as a interesting ones. So Brit was. money being tight lately, so, and the business is moving rather slow. Any chance that turning around soon? Ortiz, I am not an astrologer. Probably Pisces Moonbeam. If she is around, she can answer that question for you. Give me a second here. All right, so Brit, let's check it. Oh my God, I forgot to make my shuffle, my riffle shuffle. We have the Devil, followed by the Tower. Moving next, it is the Six of Pentacles. And the last one, that is going to be the King of Wands. So the fact, Brit, that we do have the Tower into the second position, which is the disadvantageous position, it speaks that you can't do much about it right now, okay, on your own. To set your business or to bring your business back on its feet, that will be possible, according to these cards, in about an year from now, if you want to do it by yourself. Okay. What you can do to keep up the business under the surface, or not under the surface but above the surface here, is through help. Like, I don't know if you do have it where you are, but you can pretty much apply for government help, or apply for some kind of a subsidization and so on and so forth. You know, those kind of a maneuvers which are just gonna postpone the struggle, and your how can I say, your play for the next few months, Brit, it is to postpone the inevitable, which is, I guess, bankruptcy. Okay, so that is your game, because in time, you know, next year, around the half of it, things are going to start picking up for the business itself. As the money goes, you will be able to float here, as we do have the Four of Pentacles. You will be able to float above the surface, maybe just barely, but you will be able to handle the situation with the money. But as the business goes, well, there is another way how you can make the business work, but I don't want to say it. Okay, I will not gonna say it. Well, you are gonna find such eventually, and it should be very, very soon, Brit. And that is going to postpone it. You just have to wait it out. The Tower card are circumstances which you just cannot control, okay? And I would say that, and those circumstances are abnormal, okay? Some kind of a crisis that is going on. Now, I don't know what your business is all about, but maybe the field that your business is undergoing crisis. I don't know, for example, if you are in the business of cars, I know that right now that business of building vehicles is in crisis, because there are shortages of chips, and therefore you can't build, or the industry cannot build enough cars. And if that's you, and if your business is related to that, you have no control upon, but you are affected by that crisis, and you just have to wait it out. That's pretty much how it stands. Well, yeah, well, beauty industry right now with this pandemic and so on, it's not exactly um thriving, so to speak, but we are opening up. I mean, there are countries which are opening up, so yeah, I guess that you should just wait it out. All right, guys, couple of minutes, and then after that, the last couple, the last four star signs are going to take place, and after that, the super chat readings as well are going to take place. So if you do wish your personalized reading, you can go to my website as well, which is listed down into the description of this live stream. And there at the very front page, you're going to see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. So a couple of minutes to catch my breath and moving to the last four star signs. Yeah, it's Angela, it's I don't know if it's a fortune or misfortune to be to be Pisces, because you are waiting the whole live stream, but you get to enjoy the live stream for as much as you can if you do enjoy it though. And we get to have you around as well. Satan, no, it's not weird. And I will tell you why. We have every star sign is affecting us, okay? Just because we are born with our sun in a certain star sign, it does not characterize us entirely. In fact, it's a very superficial characteristic to say, you know, I am Scorpio, and to put Scorpio, every Scorpio with the same label as with the other Scorpio. In fact, the rising signs are way more important than the sun signs, right? But just because people were used to look at their sun sign, that's why the most readings are emphasizing on the sun sign. But the rising sign, it's way more important, because the sun sign, it tells you how you are going to face the transit, right? So for example, if your sun sign it's Scorpio, then you are going to face the transit by being eager to make a change into your position, into your emotional connection, and so on and so forth. But that is not what is going to happen to you. If you are a sun sign Scorpio, but you are a rising sign, what was something that I remember? I don't remember all of them. I don't remember other readings than Scorpio, which I made last. So if you are a rising sign, the one that you are going to uncover some kind of unpleasant truth, so that makes you very adaptable to that truth, right? That's what happens to you. You do uncover some kind of a truth that makes you feel bad, and you are determined to change your emotional connection from one thing to another. So it pretty much speaks that this is not going to be a big deal for you. It's going to be a big deal for your experience all right, for your enterprises. But for your emotional experience, not that big thing, because if your girlfriend or a boyfriend cheated on you and that is the truth you are to reveal, you will immediately redirect that emotional connection with them to something else or to somebody else, and so you are not going to be hurt, at least not for a big amount or for a long amount of time. So it's very important to listen to all of your particularly those three, all right, the sun, moon, and the rising sign. As the rising sign, it is the most important of the three. Starkid, no, you haven't. Pisces is the very end, okay? It's at the very end, so you haven't missed Pisces yet. All right, so Sagittarius, hold on. The first one for you guys, that will be the Seven of Swords, followed by the second one, which is the Two of Swords. Moving next, that will be the Temperance, followed by the King of Cups. And the last card we have, that is going to be the Page of Swords. Okay, so we do have those 5 cards. Moonchild, welcome back. And yeah, we are at the last 13 of the live stream. Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left to be done. So for Sagittarius, guys, that is quite of an important one for you. That is because this transit, you will learn how to say no or yes depending on the situation. So it's a transit where you will gonna start thinking more of your well-being, okay? And therefore, should some kind of an offer or a proposition comes your way and you don't find it beneficial for you and for your well-being, you will learn to say no, regardless of what that no is, how that no is going to affect certain individuals around you. Because at the end of the day here, if you don't do anything for your own personal progress, no one else is going to. And thus, like I said, oh my God, bless me. So, and thus, like I said, you will learn to say yes or no, depending on, do you find those propositions great for your personal well-being or not? Which is a great thing here. And therefore this transit is going to be a transit of making a moves, making an action, and going for your own personal agenda. By the way, it's a thank you, RP. So by the way, it's a great transit to collect debts. Okay, to collect debts. Like if somebody owes you money, it's a great transit to collect your money. That is especially if you do need those money, and you should not feel bad for putting that situation in a bad place. If you are in a bad place yourself, I mean, if you cannot face your expenses, how you should feel bad that you want those money that you have owed from somebody else. Okay, it's unfathomable. Therefore, that transit, it is where you do collect back, or if you do want to do so, but it's a great transit that you do collect back what you have been owed by people or by situations as well. That is a transit, guys, where you have to tip the scales in your favor, and you will tip the scales in your favor as well into this transit. No matter what situations you are facing here, at least according to these cards, you always will be able to find the right approach, the correct way toward those making those situations happening. But there is a catch to it. Here we are talking about the catch is the mutual respect. What I mean, it is that if you may not agree with the decisions or with the points of view of those around you, like for example your family, like for example your partner in life, and that's okay, right? It's okay you not to be agreed with them, it's okay they not to be agreed with you, but that should not be a reason you both or you all not to respect each other. Just on the contrary, you have to find the strength to respect each other regardless of the differences that you may have, and that is going to build up a lot of solidarity, compassion, and not, it's the word is not mutual respect, it's mutual understanding, so to speak. And ultimately that's very difficult to be described. Well, Sarah, that's how you should do it. I think if you do understand the cards, and if you are a good reader, you should be able to link the cards. No? That is like, if you are a medical doctor, what kind of a doctor you are if you cannot link the symptoms? It doesn't make any sense. But thank you. That is how I do believe that it should be. That you can make a story of it. And it's not making, you can tell the story. The story is there. You don't make it. You can tell it. You can see it, you can read it, you can tell it. But that's besides the point here. The energies which are going to support you, Sagittarius, they are very difficult to be explained. With the Page of Swords, those are the energies of the original and independent thinker, meaning that you will have your points of view, you will have your way seeing the world, seeing yourself, seeing your love, seeing your career going forward, and so on and so forth. But that is going to be very unique for you. And therefore, this is why it's very important to have or to build up respect with those around you, because neither you will be able to fathom their points of view, nor they will be able to fathom yours. And should there be no it's not even an understanding, should there be no solidarity in between the parties, then you are risking entering into conflicts that no one wins. They are just wrangles, they are just conflicts that are completely pointless, nor you will be able to convince anybody into your points of view, nor anybody is going to be able to convince you into their points of view, and it's just wasting energies into conflicts and fights. So that's why this is a very singular transit here, where you gotta do what you gotta do, right, to be successful, to be happy, and anybody could think whatever they want for you or about you. All right, so that was Sagittarius. Now moving next, we do have Capricorn. Well, that's to Liz Rosario example here. That's the thing. Sagittarius, it's very influencing or influential for me as well, because I do have the most of my planets are in Sagittarius, by the way. I am Scorpio Sun, Aquarius rising, but my moon is in Sagittarius and 3 more planets as well. So Sagittarius, it's a very influential star sign for me. In fact, if I have to classify myself, I would classify myself more as a Sagittarius than anything else. All right, so for Capricorn, the first one that is going to be the Queen of Cups, followed by the second card for Capricorn, which is going to be the King of Cups. Moving next, we have the Hermit, followed by the Temperance. And the last one for Capricorn, that is going to be the Three of Wands. Well, Jane, we may be astro siblings then, because that's about my case too. That's about my case too. Well, yeah, because the rising sign, once again, it is what is going on around you, okay? So that's why you do resonate with your rising sign. All right. So Capricorn, it's going to be a short one for you guys here. It is because those cards are showing that next couple of weeks for you are going to be a weeks for confirmation. Okay, they're just going to be a weeks of confirmation. Unlike other star signs that are going to undergo transformation, you already did that. At least according to these cards, you already did that, but you may not be exactly sure, have this been the right transformation for you or not. And therefore the next couple of weeks are going to be couple of weeks where you are going to be observing the in generally how things are lining up into your life. And what you are going to observe, it is that your expectations are to be met. And ultimately, the energies which are supporting you here throughout the transit is going to lead you always toward an establishment of a solid patterns, well-developed foundations, you know, and in generally solidifying your career endeavors, you know, your love life also, especially the love one. And into the love one, we may also have oh my God, that is such a situation here. Into the love life, this is what may happen there. You may have doubts, do you love a person or not, or how much you love a person or not. And throughout the transit, a proposition for a love commitment can come from elsewhere. And that proposition for a love commitment from elsewhere will make you aware how much you actually love the person you have doubts about. And that is where you understand that you already made the transformation into your love life. You were just unaware because you had nothing to scale it to, but now you do, and you very well know how much you love the one you are with right now, person that you can always count on, person that you can always lean to, right, when you do need help, especially when you do need emotional support. And the next couple of weeks are going to be pivotal about choosing how you would want to live your life. Because according to these cards for you, Capricorn, whatever you settle for into the next couple of weeks is going to be pretty much there to stay. Whatever thing in work you settle for, it's there to stay. Or same thing goes in terms of your love life. So if you are yet to make your choice, make sure you do make a choice that you can live with. That is not a choice you bail out when you feel like it. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So if you have not made your choice, you may ask yourself, how should I make it then? Well, emotions are one thing, but also emotions doesn't feed family. Emotions does not make progress. So while you should ask your emotions, you should also approach your situations with intelligence and with wisdom, so you can, you know, scale out, or how can I say, identify, is what you are about to do makes sense. That's only thing you have to answer. And once you do, like I said, once you do make the establishment, it's gonna be there to stay. Simple as that. So that was for Capricorn. Now moving next, we do have Aquarius. Thank you, Sarah. All right, Aquarius. First one, that is going to be the Ace of Swords for Aquarius, followed by the second card here, which is the Ten of Cups. Moving next for Aquarius, that is going to be the Seven of Wands, followed by the fourth card for Aquarius, that is going to be the Nine of Swords. And the last one here for you, Aquarius, that is going to be the Five of Pentacles. So those 5 cards here. And you're welcome, Blue Eyes. You're welcome. And you, Aquarius, oh my, you will have to go through quite of a dynamic into the next couple of weeks, as we do have the Nine of Swords into the 4th position and the Ace of Swords into the 1st position. You are about to address the aspects that you are yeah, they are awesome, aren't they? They are great. It is just they do need a quite of a specific setup of lighting so you can see them in their full glory. That's besides the point. So Aquarius, you are to address the things you are afraid the most of around you, and therefore the things that you hold on to the most of around you. The most important things in your life right now, which are accompanying the most big or the biggest fears that's that you have. For example, if the most important thing it is your marriage, say, the only fear that makes sense, it is the loss of that marriage, or in other words, the fear of being left alone. And you are to address that by opening up the topic, talking with the person you are married with, okay? And same thing into career. So it is like a transit where you are going to ask for assurances that your fears are not coming true. And that's why is going to be a dynamic transit. Not like you will have a lot of things to do, but you will have a lot of things to talk about. And the only issue that we can see, well, there are a couple of issues, okay, which are kind of like they can be summarized with just only one issue here. The issue is that the conversations that you are to start throughout the transit, they are going to be a bit uncomfortable for you and for the people that you are going to have those conversations with. And therefore, you have to pick the right moment and the right place for that. It shouldn't be just on a random phases of the next couple of weeks. You need to have that acute sense of and having the readiness to jump into action whenever you see that the right moment and the right place are present. And that just about your transit. It's a transit where you are to strive to bring peace in your life by knowing that whatever you are afraid of, it's in vain. The fears are in vain. And also there is a secondary manifestation of this reading, which is a manifestation of consequences, in a sense of that you are about to not clear out, but talk about profoundly of a consequences of certain projects, let's say, or an actions and so on and so forth. These are a very open, honest blunt and straightforward conversations that you're going to have with people you find very, very important for you. And should there be any jeopardizing aspects there, like you do start talking with your boss about your job and you do find a leak through that conversation, you do see that your boss, while happy with you, still have some kind of grievances or it's displeased of one or another thing. The energies which are going to support you are energies addressing those aspects which are dissatisfiable for the conversations or for the situations that you're going to lead, and those energies are going to help you changing your lifestyle so you can meet the expectations or the criteria, so to speak, in order to clear out those trifles, because they are trifles. Whatever problems you may face into your career or into your relationship, they are going to be once again trifles, and only thing that they need so to be resolved is you addressing them. That's all. But in order for you to find them, to find that they are present, should they be present, it is to open up a conversations for your biggest fears of being left alone, of being fired, and so on and so forth. So that was for Aquarius, and finally we're approaching Pisces. Okay, first card for Pisces, that will be the Emperor, followed by the second one here, which is the Magician. Moving next, we have the Temperance. I'm going to sneeze again. Oh my God, bless me. Next one, that is going to be the Eight of Cups. And the last one, that will be, oh my God. Yeah. The Moon card is going to be the last one. Have a great one, Sarah. Have a good night. Oh my God. All right, so Pisces, I have to check myself for some kind of an allergies. I am sneezing way too often now. It's difficult to explain for Pisces. For one, you Pisces into the next couple of weeks are going to be very strong. In a sense of strong, that you will have control over your deeds, okay? You are going to be very reliable into your career, into your relationship as well. You will not allow anybody to mess around with your work and with your stuff. You will be able to face the ups and downs into your environment with ease, okay? But the problem is, and it's not even a problem, it's a condition. Most likely, the condition is that this strong standpoint that you will have, it is on top of the things in your life you already have. It's not about a new conquest. So, and that's pretty much what the cards are speaking here, is that there isn't gonna be any new conquest. But do you know why? Because we do have the Moon card at the 5th position. These are the energies, and it is because you already have found the conquest you need. You are already on top with the reason you are moving forward with your life. You already have what you have to develop. You don't need anything else. You are not supposed to have anything else right now on your plate to get yourself being distracted with and to get yourself being occupied with. And next couple of weeks moving forward are the weeks where you have to learn that you are doing something, right? Let's give it through example. You are doing something and the results are correct, but yet you are not satisfied with those results. You gotta learn to let go, in a sense of that, you know, sometimes the right thing of doing it is not the thing you want to do, but nonetheless it is the right thing to do, and you will have that awareness what is the right thing to do. Just like the emperor, guys, sometimes the emperor has to take decisions or to do things that he does not like, but are actions which are going to save his empire, and he is accountable for his empire. He bears a responsibility for that empire, and thus you will have to do those demands from the universe which are reflecting upon the empire you already have, which could be an empire of a family, it could be an empire of a business or of a job or of a friendship, some kind of an empire that you have a big control upon, and you do have a how can I put it into words, you have establishment, okay? And that's pretty much about how Pisces goes. It is just focus on what you are building rather than seek a new things to build. It's as simple as that into this transit for you. And another thing, and this is more like a warning here, and it's not even a warning. It's very likely that within the next couple of weeks you are going to feel time to time emotionally disrupt. It is like or emotionally distress. Oh my God, distress. I can't pronounce that word right now. Emotionally distressed because you do something. Let's say you make an action. You file for some kind of a motion into your career, like get in touch with a client and you file your side of the deal, like your proposal toward that client, and you don't hear from that client for a week, right? And every single day you do have that emotional distress. What if I filed the wrong conditions? You know, why if I have proposed inaccurate things? Why if the client have a better proposal, and so on and so forth. So you do have this emotional distress because you ain't gonna have the results straight away, but that doesn't mean that you did the wrong thing, not by a large margin. You, like I said, this week, these couple of weeks, for as long as you do not play hero and for as long as you stick with what you already are building and you have control upon, you are about to do an exceptional work. You will be very, very reliable and counted upon. And that's literally how the transit is gonna go for you, Pisces. One last thing, guys, before I move to the last break and then the super chat readings, is that no matter how desperate one situation can be, at least into the next couple of weeks, you can always find its sweet spot. It's just as it is, and mostly that sweet spot, it is within a person, and all that you gotta do is show compassion and solidarity toward that person. That's all that it takes. All right, so that was for Pisces. Just hold on a second. Mistress Morgana, thank you so much for your $5. Thank you so much, Mistress Morgana. So will you and your ex going to get back together? Let me put you in the list. All right, guys, so that concludes the 12 star signs, but right now we are going to have a free reading giveaway, and in order to participate into it, you just have to input your question into the comments down below. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do so for anyone who wishes a free reading giveaway with me. If you have supported the channel through super chats, you're going to get your reading at the end of the live stream regardless. And as well, if you do wish a personalized reading with me, you are going to you can go to my website, which is listed down below into the description, and there at the very front page of it, you're going to see full list of my services, their pricing, and based on your budget and your needs, you can go for whichever service suits you best. RP, thank you so much for your $5 support. Thank you so much, RP. Let me put you into the list here. Does Peter wanna hear from me? Okay. I'm done with my coffee. You're welcome, Angela. Thank you so much for sticking around. Good night, living. Yeah, RP, I know. Like the air we breathe and like the food we eat, none of it is good for us because none of it is real. I mean, it's full of pesticides, it's full of antibiotics, GMOs, and whatnot. So, hello, Giuseppe. Welcome to the stream. Oh, I love to smoke either. Especially with coffee. That's one of the best things in my life, coffee with smoking. No, Becky, I'm glad that these readings have helped you in any way. Coffee with smoking, man. I mean, that's the it is, isn't it? Well, the thing is that the smoking, it's one of the few things that actually abates your blood pressure, while the coffee, it's raising up your blood pressure. So at least on that front, we do have somewhat a balancing effect, but it is at least on that front. Although I'm not an expert, I don't know how the nicotine and the caffeine is interacting with each other. I guess it's in a very addictive way, because I can't imagine myself having a coffee without a smoke. It's unfathomable for me. I don't like it. I don't have the same taste. It's not a thing I would do. All right, so the question that I am gonna pick here, it's Crystal Hall, when I'm gonna meet somebody. And I'm picking that question so guys I can preview probably, or what is the word here? Display maybe the ability to predict time, or showcase the way how you can predict time, or that you can predict time with tarot. Crystal, by the end of February next year. By the end of February next year, and it's not going to be the ideal candidate, but if you can look past a certain aspects of the person, things can work out very well in between you two. All right, so now moving for the super chat, readings. Let me shuffle and attend to them, guys. You're welcome, Crystal. How many? What are you? Super chat readings? 5. All right, so Liz Rosario, your transit, the Ace of Swords. Let me just check on. So we do have the Ace of Swords for you, Liz. And then it is the Eight of Wands, not the Cups, but the Wands. So we do have Ace of Swords, Eight of Wands for you. And this transit for the new moon into Scorpio is going to be a transit of recon and research over your options available, and which option available is going to pose a less jeopardy and is going to pose a less risk for you than other options available. So it's a transit, Liz, where you are to collect the most information possible for your moves forward, either career-wise or either relationship-wise, or if you do, for example, if you do want to move places, okay, you are going to start researching, or it's the best transit for you to start researching the conditions of each place you want to go at, because many many aspects that under normal circumstances are to be hidden here are to be revealed, and ultimately you will have the truth for yourself, which option available you should take towards the end of the transit. Which option available is going to simply make you feel not just only successful, but as well it is that your life is on the steed here, and it is moving in a high speed, with a how can I say, rapid progress was I was about to say here. With those couple of cards, when you do have opportunities and options available, you have to face them with a clear-headed mind, and you definitely have the mindset to do so. QS Vein, Aquarius coming back. Is Aquarius coming back? We have the Three of Pentacles with the Seven of Pentacles, those three cards. You can make that Aquarius come back. What it takes for you to do so, it is a few things, QS. First of all, you have to initiate a fruitful discussions with that Aquarius coming back. He's not coming back on its own accord. He doesn't intend to do so, but you can make that Aquarius to have that intent. And first, like I said, it is to initiate a fruitful discussions in between you and that Aquarius. Through these fruitful discussions, you have to show him that you will support him through anything he goes or she goes, okay? No questions asked. You may not be happy with what they're going through. You may not be happy with what situation they created, okay? You support them. No questions asked. That is what it takes, okay? Can you do it? That depends entirely on you. And the second thing that you can do in order to make them change their mind and come back to you is making them understand what they lose if they don't come back. That is a psychological thing, okay? People are more tend to give away if they understand or if they are made aware what they are to lose if they don't, rather than what they are going to win should they do. Sam Welsh, thank you so much for your 5 Australian dollars support. Thank you so much, Sam. Let me put you into the list right now, and I'm going to do you a general reading for the transit once I'm done with the RP reading. All right, so next one is going to be Matthew Waters, and your card, Matthew, that is the Page of Pentacles, which is catalyzed by the 10 of Wands. Those two cards, and they do speak that you are going to negate, or rather like drop off certain things from your plate of doing, so you will not gonna have to juggle in between so many things into the upcoming couple of weeks. That is because you are going to prioritize something important, like maybe you're going to prioritize your family or your career. Whatever the case here, Matthew, you are going to channel or tunnel vision into the next couple of weeks, and you may be afraid doing so beforehand, but once you do it, you will see that in reality those things you postpone, they are not that emergent that you may thought they were. If you are single, Matthew, next couple of weeks are great weeks to see whom wants to be more than a friend with you, and the way you see that is when they propose or straight away doing things they totally don't have to for you. Mistress Morgana, me and my ex going back together, question mark. We have the Four of Swords with the Two of Swords, those couple of cards. Not in these conditions, Morgana. Not in these conditions. Right now, you and your ex are in such a state that going back together, at least according to these cards, is gonna be more problematic than being separated. That does not though deprive you from talking with each other, and you will have to maintain communication with that person, okay? Because the moment that is going to be make or break have not yet came, and when that moment comes about, it could go either way, Morgana, because right now you may want to get back with this ex of yours, but when the moment comes, a decision to be made, should you make it or break it, you may not be with such a mindset right now. But one is certain from these cards: if you can maintain friendship with this person, that is going to benefit you big time. If I have to make my verdict here, I would say no. But again, that's like I said, tarot does not make decisions for anybody. Okay, so going back together is based on your decision and your ex's decision. And for now, one of you leans toward indomitable no, but that could change in the future. For now, I would say no. Next one, RP. Peter, wanna hear from me? Question mark. We have the Wheel of Fortune catalyzed with the Five of Cups. Those couple of cards. Yes. He wants to hear from you. It's gonna be very pleasant and good surprise. If I did not wrote the question correctly, and if Peter is gonna contact you, if that's the question, you know, if you hope that Peter is gonna contact you, he should contact you as well, RP. And Sam Walsh, your general reading for the transit, Queen of Pentacles, oh my God, with the Nine of Pentacles. Those couple of cards for you, Sam. Wow, that's going to be a great transit, Sam. It is because a potential that was unfound and you may have no aware of, it will happen to grow as a huge leap into your development. What I mean is, and let me give you an example. Say you have started something for the shades and giggles, right? You started a hobby that you did not put too much thought into, not much resources into, and very rapidly that hobby grows and start making money and grows into business as well. This is a transit where you are going to develop potentials, Sam, that are going to be humongous potentials. That may be as well potentials into your love life, where you just consolidate the love with the man you are with, if you are with somebody, and that grows to be a huge development as well within your career. It is just the bottom line here, Sam. It is that this next couple of weeks are going to be a couple of weeks where you are going to expand results. I don't know how to explain it even. It is where you are gonna make a big thing, even a bigger one, a humongous thing. That's pretty much the transit for you. And so that's gonna do it, guys, for the new moon into Scorpio. Thank you so much for being around. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find into the description down below. And there on the very front page, you're going to see a full list of my services, their pricing as well. So based on your budget and your needs, you can go for whichever service suits you best. And we are going to see each other very, very soon. Until then, bye.